It's 2020 and almost the end of January, and I have been absolutely cruel and ignorant about the fact that we haven't done a MATLAB Kuch Bhi episode on the channel. If you're new in this space, on a monthly basis we do a video dedicated to scenes from Bollywood movies that defy science and logic and also have not aged well with today's social climate. But I have been unfair in previous episodes and have primarily focused on Hindi movies. This episode will focus on scenes from several states of the country. The scenes will range from challenging the intellectual capacity of Indian audiences to outright being offensive, regressive and borderline problematic with its impact on the masses. So without further ado, here is Tried&Refused Productions with shocking Indian movie dialogues or scenes you won't believe were approved. मेरी बीवी का जवाब नहीं. The only movie starring Akshay Kumar and Sridevi opposite each other was the 2004 movie मेरी बीवी का जवाब नहीं. The interesting aspect about this movie is that it was actually shot in 1994 and due to production and monetary issues, something that was extremely common in the 90s was left incomplete. Akshay Kumar hilariously talks about this film, stating that this is the only movie that does not have a climax, as none of the main actors shot for the end sequence. It made me interested to see how the creators ended the film then and talk about the most hodgepodge of an edit to try and convince us that all the actors were present on location. The movie is ending with Akshay and Sridevi's character assisting a supporting character's wedding, only for the villains to come, but the police comes to the rescue. To even convince you of the crisp edit, they have a shot of random villagers beating up the goons. In reality, it's just a separate shot of extras. Post this is when none of the main actors, including Akshay Kumar, Sridevi or Anupam Kher, were present for shooting. All their scenes are shot with their back facing the camera and their movements are enacted by body doubles. Never do these main characters ever face the camera. Previous expressions in the film are utilized as reactions to the new dialogues for us to believe that they are present in the scene.
Election लड़ोगी हमारे लिए?
Their backgrounds are different in the solo shots and when they presumably share screen with someone, it disappears. The funniest is that the main actors had shot for a music video in the film and they just randomly place it in the end to suit the narrative. 10 साल के बाद रिलीज करने का क्या पॉइंट था? मतलब कुछ भी. मैंने प्यार किया. Suraj Barjatia is known for family dramas and he was one of the most bankable directors of the country in the late 90s. One thing that has stayed consistent in those family dramas is the affinity of the director towards animals. Be it animated talking parrots in Main Prem Ki Deewani Hoon, Tuffy in Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, or in this case, the agile and avenging pigeon in Maine Pyar Kiya. I don't doubt the capability and intellectual capacity of pigeons, but in Maine Pyar Kiya's climax scene, the last thing that I expected was that the pigeon will come saving the day. As Monish Behl's character is going to cut the rope as Prem and Suman are dangling for their life, the bird comes to the rescue and distracts the antagonist. So much so that he slips and is holding on for dear life. As he is about to attack the couple again, we notice the bird getting flashbacks of the trauma that was caused to him by Monish Behl's character and literally kills him. Honestly, the 90s could do anything and there would undoubtedly be hooting and cheering. मतलब कबूतर ने बदला ले लिया. Yarana. David Dhawan movies were a rager in the 90s because they provided everything that the masses wanted in a Bollywood movie viewing experience in the 90s. Escapism in the form of great actors but written material that was sexist and defied logic in every shape and form. In the movie Yarana, the opening sequence only makes you question the gall of the creators to think that this would be plausible. As Madhuri is running away from a creep played by Raj Babbar, she sees a mannequin and dresses up as one while wearing the wig. A drunk Rishi Kapoor appears and is enamored by the mannequin, so much so that he purchases it and does an entire dance sequence with it as he is inebriated, so we are to believe that he thinks it's still a mannequin. By the way, she reappears in Rishi Kapoor's life but in a normal getup and can't differentiate between the two. Basically, before the lazy disguise of Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, this movie came. Just as a side note, movies then would portray any artist as either being effeminate or South Indian characters in the most caricature-ish way possible. Ooha! One of the most legendary actors of South Indian cinema, featuring in almost all languages of film, is Vikram. A man who is known for his versatility and the lengths to which he goes in fully imbibing characters. But one movie scene from the actor's filmography that truly left me disturbed was the 1996 film Ooha. First, I would like to thank everyone on Instagram who sent me line-by-line translations of the entire scene. I'm so grateful. Follow me on Instagram, by the way. It's JammyPants4. Anyway, acha, scene pe aate hain. The movie features the actor giving the good news to a woman that he's got a promotion, because of which he has to go for a camp for 30 days, advising her that in this time period, she should go to her parents' house. The woman keeps on refusing, obviously distressed, and rather than asking why, the man slaps her hard. This is when the woman explains that when he had left her for 3 years when they initially got married, she was ridiculed by the villagers, as they assumed that the husband had deserted her, and the trauma led to her mother's death as well. So she doesn't want to go back. She would much rather stay alone. This is when, disturbingly, the scene goes from a 0 to 100, and he incessantly beats her with a belt for insinuating that her mother's death might be his fault. The woman sustains the trauma and stays subservient to such abuse. Houseful 4. You know, the MATLAB KUCH series primarily focuses on old movies because they weren't created with the sensibilities of today's social climate, but when you know that a 2019 movie is going to feature in the series, it reaffirms the fact that in many ways we haven't evolved that much. One of the biggest hits of 2019 was the 4th installment of Houseful, a franchise that gets progressively irritating and somehow or the other exponentially successful. The writing of this film really challenged your intelligence, as it had this effortless quality of not making you laugh in any frame. Somehow in its writing, the film managed to make a rape joke as well. Kriti Kharbanda's character loves Bobby, so in order to bring him on board to their grand plan, they drug him, only to wake up next to a crying Kharbanda who accuses him of raping her, saying "Main lut gayi, main chillate gayi," with the iconic dialogue also, "Main abla hoon, tabla nahi." Disgusted by such an act, Bobby tries to kill himself, but the entire gang comes to stop him only to tell him that he has impregnated her. They fall in love. Matlab, chalo. Anyway, Googly. Just as a bonus scene, I'm presenting this moment from the 2013 Kannada film Googly, starring Yash and Kriti Kharbanda. A movie that was a blockbuster in 2013 presents a girl with a grandmother taking a lift, only to find that a man she had a history with is driving the car. The grandmother gets dropped earlier, and in fear, Kriti also steps out. But this is how the grandmother convinces Kriti to get back in the car to get dropped ahead to Mangalore with the man.
ಅವ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ರೇಪ್ ಗೀಪ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಅವ್ನ್ ರೇಪ್ ಗೀಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳು.
ग्रैंडमदर की एडवाइस सुन के मैं भी बोलूंगा कुछ भी. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about these movies and whether you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.